My name is Daxton Deering. I'm going to be the camp director at Camp Thunder Ridge 2024, and I'm really excited to have you all up at camp. And I hope you all have a good time. A little bit about me. I This will be my 8th summer at camp. Last year I was the program director. Year before I was a shotgun instructor. Year before that I worked at Camp Lowell as director, and I've been up at Thunder Ridge ever since they reopened from the fires. And I've been really excited to do that, and I hope to show you how amazing Camp Thunder Ridge is, and hope to show you and your youth all a great time and how wonderful Thunder Ridge can be. So let's launch into that. I'm gonna go into our leadership guide right here real quick. This is the BSA leadership guide. I'm just gonna highlight a few points. I'm not gonna go over everything here. We're just going to go over a few key things I want to emphasize. So let's look over here. All right, number one thing. Here's our camp. Our poor unfortunate sign is no longer there because of the fires. But one thing that I always want to emphasize is this right here: 9,500 feet of elevation. That is extremely high. For those of you who live in Utah, regularly around 5,000 feet, that's already pretty high. If any of you are coming from anywhere lower, you will experience sea sickness, or no, not sea sickness, altitude sickness. Um, Altitude sickness happens past 5,000 feet. After every 2,000 feet intervals, you'll be at risk for altitude sickness. So unless you're living regularly at 8,000 feet, you're going to be experiencing some symptoms up there. Something you want to watch is everyone in your group, do they have breathing problems regularly? Are they having breathing problems while we're up there? Um, let's just see what else. Stay hydrated. It's a high, dry desert. It's really hot, really sunny. Those of you up there last year, it can be very windy too. So we want to make sure everyone stays covered. We want to make sure that everyone just remains safe. And please make sure to take everything at your own pace. You really need to watch yourself and your group to make sure that everyone's gonna be all right. Everyone's gonna be safe. We treated several cases last year on altitude sickness and possibly dehydration. We're getting better every year on less and less cases there. Let's shoot for zero. I would love it. I'm sure you would love it too if we had actually zero people have problems with the altitude. At least they'll be able to take it easy. Again, this is not a pride thing. If you're feeling like, man, I'm having trouble breathing, I do too, and everyone else is also. Leave you me. So please, again, watch that for yourself and your troops. So let's keep going down here. Please, as you're reading through this, look through what you need to do prior for camp. Plan what you want to do during camp. Something you want to plan during camp is our a quick look at our schedules here. Is we have our hike day or our adventure day. We have a great many places you can go to all throughout here. Cedar Breaks. Last year we had a group came through and they booked through a third company a canyoneering trip with their troop, and it was really fun from what I hear, and it looked amazing. They showed me pictures. They were canyoneering down waterfalls. We don't include that in our packages, but if you want to do that on your Wednesday, on your adventure day, that would be completely a fine thing to do. But again, we want to remember to take it at your own pace. If you have a couple people in your troop that are having breathing problems already, maybe not a hike. A hike may not be the best thing for you. You might want to just go down to the Cedar City pool for the day, or just go around Zion's Park. They've repaired a lot of that road damage that happened in the previous year from flooding, so everything should be open this year, and you'll be able to see some incredible sights. Personally, I love Zion's. All right, now let's keep looking down here. Oh yes, camp-wide games happen Thursday night. They are honestly fantastic. We just want to focus on like fun, participatory games and teamwork games, things that just will give them memories. Be like, this is what I did at summer camp. and they're honestly fantastic games, and they're really easy games that you can do at home. Like you don't need a switch, you don't need electricity. Some things, the biggest equipment you need is some pieces of wood. Another is just pieces of rope that are 6 feet long. Others, you don't need any equipment for at all. You can do it whatever you want. Those of you who are signing up for our ACE programs, those are people who are 14 years and older. You want to please look out for, like, we're gonna go on cope. We're gonna do all sorts of fun things like shotgun shooting and everything. So please watch on, again, those heavy breathing activities, because if you're getting lightheaded on the ropes course, that can be a danger. So again, gauge yourself. If you're feeling like, I don't want to, I'm kind of getting nervous at that, or I'm having trouble breathing currently, don't force yourself to do it. It's not fun if you are lightheaded, about to fall over the entire time. So please watch yourself. Make sure um, you're just being all right. Okay. We have trail, of course, our Trail to First Class programs and our merit badge programs. Some merit badges can't be completed at camp, of course, like the personal fitness merit badge. That requires you to follow a routine for about, I believe it's a month off the top of my head. And unfortunately, you can't shove a month into a week. No matter how hard we try, the time just keeps ticking forward. So there'll be some merit badges that some people just can't get at camp. If that is something you're concerned about, you can ask the instructor the first day, or if the merit badge counselors tell you, like, hey, you will not be able to complete this unless you've completed these prerequisites. I have had several scouts, when I was a merit badge instructor, come up to me and be like, hey, I have this partial signed off by a instructor saying I have done the month of personal fitness. I just need to do everything else, and that works out great. Please pay attention to these times right here. We try and get everyone as much as we can. Shotgun classes often fill up very fast. We ask again that you be 14 years old for that, and that way you can at least, like, hold the shotgun. And then ultimately, it's up to our shotgun instructor on based on who can get in the class and who cannot. If you want to look at anything else, work with me or the shotgun instructor, and I can put you in contact with them, and we can maybe look at what we can see. But again, climbing also, this takes up 2 merit badge hours. That is, again, 14 years of age. We want to make sure everyone is safe while doing that, and everyone can be just have fun. Honestly, we want to have fun and we want to learn things. Why can't we do both at the same time? Now, our free time, we do not offer rifle, shotgun, and archery merit badge classes. We do allow people to open shoot then, but unfortunately, shotguns are not normally opened during free time to anyone. They are just for the merit badge students who need to pass off their target shooting. But the rifle range and archery range, you can shoot there all you want. Rifle range, you do require an ammo card that can be purchased at the trading post. Archery, you can shoot to your heart's content there. So, in your preparations, of course, they have this list right here. These are the ones I was talking about before. That if you need to finish these requirements, need to be completed prior to camp. Now, all our campsites each have a fire pit. This last year, we were able to have fires. This year, we'll just have to see if we have enough moisture that will allow fires. As you probably know, southern Utah is very dry, and up to last year, we were in a drought. So we'll see how much moisture we get this year, and I'll let you know, of course, that week if we are accommodating fires or not, because sometimes it can change day by day, depending on our moisture levels that we are currently getting. So please keep an eye on that. Try not to rely on having fires to cook your food, but if you need, you can bring like a camp shaft, propane, things like that. If you need to cook anything like that, but for those of you on dining hall, of course, you don't need to worry about that. But we try and make it as best as we can. Again, now we have several portable toilets around the camp. We're working on a map for that to figure out the best accommodations for that. We put them all around. We try and space them out so that everything gets used. They come in and get pumped once a week. But we also have some bathrooms that are near the showers. Those can be used, of course. We're on the grid so that those can get flushed. They're just normally a bit further away from the campsites than normal. Our water, we pump from a spigot water. We do chlorinate it just slightly. Normally, you shouldn't notice the taste at all. And then we have a well that we allow pressure into our water systems, and it's all drinkable, all potable, just to make everyone's life a lot easier and healthier. So no need to bring plastic waters, no need to bring your own water. We'll provide that. Uh, anyway, there's a delicate, of course, balance between plants and animal life. Please, we ask you to stay on trail. We have this big meadow in the middle of the camp. It's a high desert meadow, and it is absolutely beautiful. But if everyone goes trampling across it constantly, it turns to mud and dirt, and it just looks awful. And once the wind picks up, the dust just it turns into the dust bowl. All the dust is everywhere. It's not fun. So please stick to the trails at all times. We don't want to trample everything. Um, Again, no climbing. Stay away from cliffs and things like that. Don't venture out too far. Again, we have, if you look at this picture right here, this shows it. We have a lot of fire burn across a lot of areas, and there is a lot of trees that are dead and are just off trail, and we haven't cut them down, and I can literally push them over. If they fall on someone, they can severely hurt and possibly kill them. So please, 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 stick to your campsites as much as possible. Stay away from those trees. Um, we of course clear any problem trees that we see. If you see any that are like, hey, that one looks a little suspicious, I can come over with my chainsaw and down the thing. But again, if we have people running up this hillside right here, there are just absolutely tons and tons of trees that are on our property, and they are willing to fall at a moment's notice. So please just watch those. Hammocks, of course, you must provide a freestanding hammock. At our camp, it's really important that we do this. At any camp, if you hang up your hammock, and every week you have people hanging up hammocks, it puts a lot of strain on those trees who have such a short growing season in between the winter and the fall in terms of like um, the high desert mountain area. And like I said, they've been greatly weakened because of the fire too. So it would be even more damaging to bring up a hammock and things like that. So please bring up your own hammock stand if you want to set up a hammock. Please do. I love hammocks, but don't hang them on our trees. They cut into them, they bend them, they pull them down. Even if they're a tree safety strap, they'll put or you can put them around the tree. But since again it's in such a heavily used area, it will still the weight will just like pull that tree slowly over. And with the roots severely weakened, that could topple the tree. We have plenty of dead wood all around. Some of it may be slightly already used. There's a few chaw marks on the still standing trees, but please use it. Use as much as you want. Again, if we're allowing fires. Quiet hours begin at 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. Or between, sorry, 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. Please adhere to that, just because we want to make sure everyone gets good night's sleep. And personally, I love my sleep too. I get tired and I need to sleep, otherwise I don't function well. Unfortunately, caffeine is not a good substitute. But we have showers accommodations, of course. We have each side dedicated between boys and girls and adults and youth. Those schedules are posted up based normally on the demographic that we have that week, if that makes sense. So, for example, if we have a majority male customers, we will assign the larger side to the males and then the smaller side to the females, things like that. If there's any difficulties with that, let me know. We'll see what we can do. Vehicles and trailer parking. This is something we had a big problem with this last year. But we had several vehicles come up who didn't have a parking pass, and they parked in camp and around the corners. And I was wondering, what the crap is this car doing here? Had me very worried because it just made it look like there were just random people in camp. And we always ask that you have one vehicle or trailer in your campsite at a time. And this is not necessarily a space thing. It's about a fire safety thing. We want to park all our cars like if this is the road right here, we park them all like this, so that way we can all go out of the road in case of emergency, like a fire. Often, if there is a fire and everything has to go through our bottlenecked road super fast, and everyone has to disperse and then get into their cars and then drive all the way down our bottleneck road, it can hinder the fire department, can hinder our evacuation. It is a huge danger if that should break out. If you have any disabilities and you need to have a vehicle for like an insulin pump or anything like that, again, please let me know. We can get an exemption for you, but we just want to make sure everyone's as safe as possible. I know it can be a little bit inconvenient that, oh, my car's all the way over there, but please, again, just it is a fire safety code. All right. Now, for those of you on dining hall, this is the meals in advance, of course. As you have adult leaders come in and you might be on dining hall, they need to pay for those in advance. Those will be at the trading post. Please let us know in advance as much as possible because we do put in the food order the week before. We unfortunately can't just summon food out in the middle of the woods as much as I would like to. That would be great. But if you bring your own food, you bring it, store it, you're responsible for it. Simple as that. Please store everything responsibly. We don't have bears. We do have a mountain lion up there, but he's never really given us problems. As soon as normally my staff is up there, he clears out and he never comes back. But again, please double check your if you have any dietary restrictions, like if you're vegetarian or vegan, or if you have a gluten allergy, please check those off. Because again, I hate it when someone comes up to me and they're like, "I'm gluten free. I'm gluten free. I'm gluten free," and all of a sudden I have 10 people saying they're gluten free, and I only had 5 meals prepared because that's what was put on the registry. So please mark all those. Let me know. So again, I can get the food prepared. I'm happy to accommodate them, but I hate it when someone comes up and says I'm gluten free. I'm like I'm out of gluten free meals. So please double check those as much as you can, and yeah, weather-related emergencies and weather impacts on activities. We do have thunder and lightning up there often, mainly because it's Thunder Ridge. Lightning can cause us to go into evacuation. Not evacuation. Sorry, not evacuation. It can cause us to go into a thunder watch, which means we just go indoors or under the pavilion, and we wait there for 30 minutes until the lightning goes away. 30 minutes until the last lightning strike within 10 miles. So if we go into lightning cover, everyone will go in. We kind of get on the pavilions and everything, and we'll have some activities and everything for your scouts. That way, everyone's still entertained. But just be aware that that can happen. Tent does not count as a closed structure, but please again keep your eye on that. We have high winds and thunder that just come up. Now, we'll go over again more of this when you check in, of course, to remind you. But please remember to keep leadership at all times in our camp. No one-on-one contact. Um, again, please adhere to all these policies and things like that. Um, all these rules are in place for a reason. If any of you are wondering, like, why is this rule here? Like, email me or call me. I will happily probably explain to you 10 instances of why we have that rule and policy. Because I've seen, believe me, I have seen pretty much all of these broken at one point or another, and there's a reason for each and every one. So, if any of you have any questions about that, please just ask me, being like, "Hey, I don't understand this rule. I think that rule shouldn't exist." I'm like, "Oh, well, let me look at it." And I don't know, maybe it isn't. Highly doubt it though. We'll just check it though. If any of you have any changes or anything like that, please let us know 5 days before camp. Often classes again fill up. Shotgun classes fill up. Rifle classes fill up pretty fast. Those unfortunately just have hard limits on them. For example, a shotgun instructor can only run 2 stations at a time for each for 1 shotgun each, and a rifle, is 12 or 8 stations per instructor. So those classes can fill up and do have hard caps. So please let me know in advance, especially for those. But if any of you, come up to camp, like, "Hey, we wanna change this up," again, let me know and we'll see what we can do, but there are no guarantees. I'm sorry. Um, during a health injection, please bring all your physicals. Please bring your copy of your registration. We will get you in as fast as possible. We'll give you any sort of information. We'll double check your payments. If you have any final payments that need to be made, you'll make them there at that time. But we just want to make sure everyone is who's supposed to be there is there, and hopefully we'll all have a great time. Monday is often a rush because we have so many people coming in, so many people coming in to talk. So please, again, if you can make it as smooth as possible, just have those papers prepared when you come in. All right. Here's a map of our camp. It's kind of sideways, but if any of you have any campsites that you have any problems with or anything like that, please let me know. We might be able to move you to some other ones. Like last year, the first week, we still had some snow covering up. I think it was Pawnee. Yes, Pawnee. We still had covered in snow, so we moved that group over to an open campsite. So we'll check them all beforehand, and we'll get them up to snuff. But if there's any problems with them, let me know. Here's our schedule. This honestly, this is a fantastic schedule. I freaking love it. We do not offer metal work anymore, though. That does need to be changed. But beyond that, yeah. For those of you who were in here this last year, we've included the Fellowship of the West. These are the requirements for that if you're a first year, second year, third year camper. That is in our Crossroads of the West Council. Those are in any camps. So if you were at a different camp this last year, no judgment. But you can still earn the second year camper. So we'll go over that more. Of course, we have their T-shirt and our hat, and I'm gonna brag a little bit about this shirt. It is the best in the council. I'll be honest right now. There are several camp directors, several program directors who are just like, "Oh my gosh, Thunder Ridge's T-shirt, the color, the graphic, everything's great. Like, can we get it more like that?" And I'm like, I don't know. I guess I lucked out, and people we had who were working on this T-shirt, they were fantastic. Because honestly, this is the slickest shirt that I have seen in quite a long time. Um, our hats are honestly looking fantastic too. But beyond that, yeah. So this is our camp register, of course. That you could fill that out. That would be fantastic. Again, just go over these as much as you can. If you have any questions, just let me know. But well, I've yammered on enough already. So thank you all. Again, excited to have you all at camp. But hope you guys all have a great time, and we'll see you at Thunder Ridge.